We all know that watching higher rated players play is going to make you improve at chess. So today I am going to play a game, explain all my thought process, so let's not waste any time and make you better at chess, okay? Okay, let's get the sound down. Instead, we're going to start with e4. The opponent plays a Sicilian defense, just developed the knight. They developed the knight as well. I'm simply going to develop the bishop, and now I'm simply going to take. This is opening theory. Here, I could take, I could just push once, but I'm going to push twice, and then plant my queen in the middle of the board, since there is no knight to attack the queen. And now she can sit a little more safely here, at least for a period of time until she gets kicked out by another thing, okay? They developed the bishop not wanting me to castle, but little did they know I wanted to castle alongside anyways, and I'm going to neglect the part where they're going to attack this rook, attack with the rook, simply because I don't care enough about it and I don't give my opponent enough respect, which sometimes is a bit unusual and a bit dangerous. But today I'm going to do that, and you can see. Let me recap a little bit because it was fast. I attacked this pawn over here and the bishop at the same time. If they were to have gone here, I would have taken, take, and then also give a check at the same time, winning material. So instead they decided to go back. I just castled, and now you can see this pawn is pinned. They didn't see that. They just brought the bishop out, and now I'm simply going to take here. If they take, I'm going to simply capture the queen. And now I'm already up a little bit of material, which is obviously very good for me. I'm also threatening this, so he might as well try to protect it. Yes, he did protect it, which is much better for him now. A logical move is to continue attacking the queen, because that doesn't give him time to take over here. And I'm also at the same time trying to make him make a mistake and not protect this pawn anymore, so that I can capture afterwards. If he goes here, then he's completely fine. I'm going to have to move my knight another way. And yes, he did that, so I'm just going to move my knight away. And after he castles, I'm going to start a pawn storm on the right side of the board in order to make him a little bit in a more dangerous position, okay? This knight to g4 move is a little bit annoying, so maybe in a classical game or in a slower paced game, I would have first played h3 to not allow the knight in, and then after that made sure to play another move. But now you can see he has a few maneuvers, but none of them are really good. I could take this over here, but I decided not to, simply because it would be a little bit annoying on the part that opening this up is going to allow the opponent a little bit more counterplay. Instead, I'm going to say, okay, my pawn is enough that I have my pawn advantage, and now I'm gonna see what to do after he attacks me. If he attacks me over here, I'm probably just gonna go up and pin him a little bit. Over here, he's attacking my knight right away. I obviously do not want to double my pawns. Pushing over here is not a good idea because that's losing material, so instead I'm just going to bring the knight back, rotate it a little bit, and I'm also looking to push next in order to put that bishop back in its place, just because that bishop is a little bit annoying. So you can see that the opponent is pushing. At the same time, they open this attack over here. So instead, I'm going to go here in case my queen needs to get away in a specific position. Now here, as I've made this plan before, which is very good, think on your opponent's moves for the future moves as well. He made this move, I'm just going to pin here. And first of all, he had to protect the queen. Otherwise, if he had moved the knight, it would have put him in a more dangerous position. Now here, I'm going to start to push, and I have a few different ideas. Instead, I'm just going to trade the queens first, and then I'm going to go over here, attacking and pinning a little bit, just impairing the opponent's movements, just to make sure that I have a pretty easy position. Now I just bring my rook over here because I'm threatening to push at the same time, and I'm not going to allow him to capture this pawn, of course. So instead, I'm just going to push. If he goes here, he's not really threatening anything, so I'm just going to continue with my plan, pushing over here. And at the same time, I'm also going to push other pawns to create a pawn storm that completely overwhelms the opponent. Now over here, he could push, and this is also a pawn that he's able to push, which is actually a pretty interesting move. Considering the time situation, I'm just going to drop back. I'm not going to consider any difficult ideas. I'm just going to open up this file, since the file isn't really doing much anyways. I'm just going to trade, and over here now we have to decide what we do. I'm just going to bring the rook over, put a little bit of pressure over here, And yes, I missed that that pawn was hanging, which is due to the time pressure and me having to explain everything. But that is not a problem. I'm trying to keep it educational, so that's the reason I'm doing this video in the first place. So here now I'm threatening to take over here and then take the rook as well. And I know you can also make this video slower paced in case it's way too fast for you. So take, and we've won material with a simple tactic over here, and now we've won the game by checkmate. This game was played against a 1764, so 1764 rated player in Blitz Chess on chess.com, which is certainly not a low rating. And I think this has been a good game where I could show you the exact thought process. Now, I'm also going to analyze the game together with you. So let's press game analysis, check how much accuracy we've had, because me explaining everything in a very fast-paced way is obviously going to give you a lot of information, but then you also have to revise it in a slower way. And obviously me playing Blitz is going to have a way less accuracy, so I'm going to make mistakes as well. So we need to review them a little bit, okay? It started with the opening. I played the Rossolimo, where in the Sicilian defense you develop the bishop, attacking the knight, intending to trade. After they push, I decided to trade, and then here you could push once. Theory also says you can push this, but I usually like to place the queen in the center, being a little bit more aggressive. And now after they developed the knight, I developed my knight. The engine apparently always says to push this pawn, which is quite interesting. If the knight wasn't here, you would be able to go and attack the rook in the corner with a tempo, while also being able to then, after they defend it some way, develop another piece and put even more pressure here in the center. But that doesn't really matter. Okay, they developed the bishop, not letting me castle, and instead I should have pushed again. Okay, you can see the engine, I missed this idea of pushing. The engine says it would have been favored, it would have been favoring me very badly, but instead I went here. So they pushed, I go to the side. I found this move pretty quickly, which is quite good. They went back, and here I decided to castle. They go here, I take another good move, I make another great move, because here they cannot take, they're going to be able to take the queen, like I've told you while I did it. And after they went here, I decided to put my bishop back. Wow, this is a very interesting move. Giving up this pawn in order to take this pawn. And after, let's see if the engine approves. I don't know, is it just me? Chess.com says chess.com has slowed down a little bit in the last couple of days. So can I take this pawn right here? Let me check. No, the analysis is going quite down. So instead I should go here. After the queen goes back, then I'm going to... how did I miss that? I was just attacking the queen. So you're just attacking the queen has to take. And then after that you're going to play rook to d2. The line is queen to c5, and then you play e5 for some reason. If they take, you're going to play bishop takes, f6, and then knight to e4, setting them. Oh, you're completely overwhelming the opponent. The opponent goes to the side. You don't even capture this, by the way. You simply chase the queen for the whole entirety of the game, and you're just being completely annoying. Probably you're going to double down this file, and that is going to help you a lot. Well, good that we analyzed this position. Now we know more, and next time we're gonna know what we need to do. So, okay, I brought the bishop back, then I brought the knight back. I should have brought the knight over here to pressure this pawn. Very, very important to analyze your own games and to see new ideas, especially in this age of engines. And here I decided to start this pawn storm quite quickly. Instead, he would have liked me to pin this over here, because the queen is sitting quite comfortably. The queen doesn't really want to move away from here, otherwise it's going to get targeted quite quickly, and that is not a good idea. So you can pin this, that I can never push, but instead I decided to start this pawn storm, which made me do, or was a lot of an inaccuracy, and it gave the opponent time to compensate. I said that this was a bad push in the game, Apparently it wasn't. Let's see what would the continuation should have been. So takes, then obviously he takes with the knight or with the bishop, it's regardless here, but with the knight in order to keep the bishop on the strong diagonal. And after we take back, do we even? No, we go over here. And apparently that is going to be way better for us. Okay. Bishop goes back. And obviously Stockfish is always going to find some moves, but it is still good to have a good idea. You can see you're just being very dominant with these horses over here. The opponent is going to struggle to remove them, and even if they do remove them, then all of a sudden you're going to have another piece supporting that square, also not allowing the advancement of this pawn. So this is really, really strong. You also can pin this over here, so if they go there, apparently you're just going to pin. And do they even take? They're not even going to take. What happens if they take? If they take, you're obviously going to take back, and then you're going to bring the rook over. They're going to struggle a lot to defend that, and you're just going to have a very powerful position, because now you're threatening to take, and let me show you. If they do nothing, you're just threatening to take. Obviously they're not going to take with the queen, but now after takes and takes, rook all the way down, and it's over. So this is what you're threatening, and this is why it's so powerful. Very, very good. Instead I decided to push here, so I brought the knight back, which was an inaccuracy that we just saw. He pushed over here. I decided to bring the bishop back, bring the knight back, and this is the move that I had discussed before. So it's very important when your opponent is thinking, use the time to think as well. Don't just sit back and try to relax. You're not saving power, you're actually just wasting time. So here I advanced these pawns. After he offered the queen trade, I immediately took it and then went over here in order to pin this pawn to the rook so that they cannot push, because such a pawn advancement after the rook comes over is quite annoying, because it opens the whole center. And you know the rule of thumb, hopefully. When the opponent is attacking, you want to break in the center to sort of create space. So here I brought the rook over. Instead I should have pushed, apparently, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I was still +2 in this position, so I decided to push. He went here, and then I pushed this pawn. The idea here is that after takes, you take with a check, and if they do take like this, obviously you're just going to take back. So if they take, you take with a check, and they first need to get the king in safety, and you're going to take and win material. So obviously push was a good idea, and all of a sudden I was being overly aggressive. I was supposed to slow down a little bit, attack the knight, make it uncomfortable over here, and then after it goes back, what does Stockfish want me to do? Just go back again? That's kind of stupid. Stockfish usually does this, or more often does these sort of things, but that's kind of stupid. So there might be a deeper understanding, but it's quite difficult to find such a solution. So I just traded because I was getting low on time, 30 seconds. Here I was supposed to push. I saw that, and I said, okay, they're just going to push, but I guess you're just locking down the whole position. They're not going to be able to do anything, and then all of a sudden you bring the rooks over, and that is going to help you more. I can get the idea of Stockfish. So I brought the rook, and obviously the idea was to first protect this pawn, make sure that it's fine, which I missed when I played the rook over. And over here what I did is I played this, which was a stupid move. I should have taken directly and take over here, which is quite bad. Quite funny to see that I missed such a tactic, which should have been free. But luckily we did have it afterwards again, and then with 17 seconds on the clock to our opponent's 28, we were at a little bit of a time disadvantage, but we managed to win the game. So I've tried to keep this video short. I'm trying to sort of post many videos of this kind where I'm showing you my thought process, because I've seen that this has helped me grow my rating a lot when I'm watching better people, other people play chess, to get new ideas, to get new patterns in, that is going to sort of add on to your chess knowledge as well. And me keeping this as short as possible with a qualitative analysis afterwards, I think is going to be the best option for you. So let me know if you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.